Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Please stand and join us in singing Give Me Love.
Give me love, give me love, give me peace on earth. Give me life, give me life, keep me free from birth. Give me hope, help me cope with this heavy load. Trying to touch and reach you with heart and soul. Take hold of my hand, that I might understand. Won't you please, oh won't you give me love, give me love, give me peace on earth. Give me life, give me life, give me free from birth. Give me hope, help me go. Heavy load, trying to touch and reach you with heart and soul. Take hold of my hand, that I might understand. Won't you please, oh won't you give me love, give me love, give me peace on earth. Give me life, give me life, keep me free from birth. Give me hope, help me cope with this heavy load. Trying to touch and reach you with all heart and soul. I'm gonna lay down my burden down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my burden down by the riverside right now. It's forevermore. I am living in peace evermore. 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 Gonna open my heart to love. Way down by the riverside.
Way down
by the riverside.
Way
down by the riverside. Gonna open my heart to love.
Way down
By the riverside, live in love forevermore. I am living in love evermore. 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 Gonna sit in love and meditate.
Way down
By the riverside.
Way
Down by the riverside.
Way down
By the riverside. Gonna sit in love and meditate.
Way
Down by the riverside. Right now he's forevermore. I am living in peace evermore. 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 peace forevermore. Love and peace forevermore.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. I'm Julie Choate, and I'm so pleased to be your platform assistant today. Well, I'd love to have you join me in waving hello to our online friends. Anyone want to stand up and look at the camera? Hello. Your presence really adds to our spiritual community, and we really appreciate you. Before we begin our service, please turn off all your cell phones, electrical gadgets, anything that makes any noises. Thank you so much. Make sure they're completely off. Of course, we've got some great music today. Heart Dream is in the house. Let's open our service today by focusing our intention through our opening affirmation. Please join me in prayerfully and powerfully speaking it 3 times. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Once again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Let's continue by reading aloud the statement of our unity. God's love is within each of us, guiding us to dynamically express our wholeness, wisdom, and abundance. We acknowledge the universal wisdom in the Christ teachings and in all spiritual paths. I now choose to open to the presence of divine love and to be changed at depth. Throughout this sacred time, God is uplifting me, and through my heart, the world. And today, Garrett Reed will be reading our daily word.
Good morning. Beautiful day. We have a special word for the day. Imagine. I am a child of the infinite Creator, and my thoughts have creative power. Aligned with divine mind, I open to the flow of ideas through my imagination. My imagination is not limited by how things appear in the world or by my past experiences. Without knowing how it might come about, my mind's eye must first imagine what I desire. I choose my thoughts carefully, releasing those which imply lack or separation. Through imagination, I call peace and love into manifestation. As I imagine peace, I encounter peace, expressing in the experiences of my life. As I envision love, I see myself in loving relationship with self and others. What I imagine, I call forth into expression. And from the Bible, Isaiah 65:17. For I am about to create new heavens and a new earth. The affirmation for today is, what I imagine, I call forth. If you'd like to repeat that with me. What I imagine, I call forth. One more time. What I imagine, I call forth. Thank you.
Please remain seated and join us in singing, "Oh Sing My Heart Sing."
Oh, sing, my heart, sing. Let my eyes gaze upon thee, upon my Lord, upon my Lord. I am you, you are me. Thou art everybody. I am love. I am love. Oh, sing, my heart, sing. Let my eyes gaze upon thee, upon my Lord, upon my Lord. Thou art peace, thou art grace. Every smile is your face. I am joy. I am joy. Oh, sing, my heart, sing. Let my eyes gaze upon thee, upon my Lord, upon my Lord. I am light, I am bliss. Angel wings in the mist. Bless my soul, bless my soul. Oh, sing, my heart, sing. Let my eyes gaze upon thee, upon my Lord, upon my Lord. Oh, sing, my heart, sing. Let my eyes gaze upon thee, upon my Lord, upon my Lord, upon my Lord, upon my Lord.
So many ways we support each other here. I'm going to highlight a few upcoming events, and the details of these and other wonderful activities are in your bulletin and online on the website. The leadership training is today at 2 p.m. For those who are currently or intend to be at some time, lead either a small or large group or a committee. Please read today's bulletin for the details. Circulation Day will be coming up 2 Saturdays from now, July 23rd. It's an opportunity to donate all of your good quality things in your life, but those which no longer serve you. And what you want to do is bring them in the Friday night before, that would be the 22nd, or bring them in the morning on the 23rd. The items will be given for free, and everyone's invited to bring a donation, which will benefit the youth education program. So now we have some very exciting news. Are you ready to listen to this? Unity of Walnut Creek has reached an agreement to buy the house that is adjacent to our parking lot and the yard. Now, to make the purchase, we need the approval of our membership to take out the loan. So we're calling a short membership meeting after the last service on Sunday, July 24th at 1 p.m. That's the Sunday after next. We'll have information about the purchase available on our website. Thank you for exploring this exciting possibility with us. Okay. Our Spiritual Education and Enrichment, or SEE team, is on the patio today to answer any questions and help you sign up for exciting C week-long classes. So, Reverend David, do you want to say something?
Good morning. Good morning. Does everyone here know everything? Well, the truth is you do. It's getting it conscious that's the challenge. So we have some marvelous teachers and classes starting up, and I want to just take a moment and focus on what those are, because it really does come to where you have to make some choices. Monday, many of you may be aware, Jill Shin just published her first book on spiritual awakening. Wonderful book, and she's going to be teaching on that Monday. And then if the other side of you, that creative side, needs to come out on Monday, you can join with Lonnie, and they're going to have a marvelous creative art time. On Tuesday, Jeannie and I are going to bring again the class where we invite spiritual leaders from all different disciplines in to lead us in their experience of prayer. So we get to experience the process of prayer from these different disciplines. It's just a wonderful experience. On Wednesday in the mornings, you can come for the Heart Math Book Club. Come back in the evenings. Every evening there's something different going on Wednesdays. So it's really, really exciting, and you've just got to program your iPhone to remind you of what's going on when. Then Thursday, one of our favorite and core books of unity that also ended up being one of Oprah's top 10 books in her world is Discover the Power Within You. Marvelous book on spiritual understanding, spiritual awakening. So that will be Thursday, and then Friday, ongoing the Course in Miracles study, and also our movie nights are available. So you can come every night of the week and have a great time. Enjoy.
Thank you, David. Sounds like some great classes. If you're here with us for the first time today, we invite you to raise your hand so we can acknowledge you. Anyone here for the first time? Oh, got a couple. Oh, welcome. Keep your hand in the air, please. So, would you please keep your hand in the air so our ushers can bring you a shell lay? On that lay is an affirmation that says, just as God has a design for every shell of the sea, so God has a design for your life. And I want to let everyone here know that we have a new blessing, which you will see on the monitors. Please join me as we open our arms and send you a sincere blessing from our hearts as we affirm together, we love you, we bless you, and we behold the light of God shining through you. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. So let's all take a moment and we can greet each other.
Hey, good to see you. That counts. Good. Hey, and so
from now on, that's all I want to do. From the first time we met, I knew I'd have a never-ending love for you. I've got a never-ending love for you. From now on, that's all I want to do. From the first time we met, I knew all this time of feeling alone, we can love one another, live for each other from now on. Hey, hey, hey. It's so good I can hardly stand it. Never-ending love for you. From now on, that's all I want to do. From the first time we met, I knew I'd sing my never-ending song of love for you. After all this time of feeling alone, we can love one another, live for each other from now on. Hey, 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 yeah. It's so good I can hardly stand it. Never-ending love for you. From now on, that's all I want to do. From the first time we met, I knew I'd sing my never-ending song of love for you. I'd sing my never-ending song of love for you. I'll sing my never-ending song of love for you.
All right, take that deep breath in through your heart. And as you breathe out, wiggle around, get comfortable. Oh, and just take that moment of that letting go as we turn inward and begin our time of prayer and meditation together. As you enter that inner space, let the music be part of that guide to the very center of your heart. Father God, as we enter into this experience of prayer, this time of meditation where we attuned more fully to your presence, expand our awareness of your love as we open to receive, that your presence might fill us. So gently we let go of all those outer things of the memories of all the things that filled our morning. And move to that awareness of this love that you are. This love that we experienced as we came in and saw smiling faces. This love that we know is here supporting us, healing us. This love that becomes the guidance that we might live each moment one with your purpose and wisdom, bringing forth with ease this life of learning of your presence. So as we journey inward, become aware of that world of our feelings and invite that feeling of love to fill us. Light that light of appreciation and gratitude for all that blesses our lives. So grateful for this love that on the infinite journey of life has brought us to this sacred moment of learning, of discovering, of bringing forth your wholeness and goodness in our lives. Aware of your presence, we gently let go. Approaching that place of silence, that place deeper than thought, deeper than feeling. That place where we simply dwell at one with you. Responding to that call that you spoke through the psalmist. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still. Mother, Father, God, infinite love, beloved presence, letting ourselves fill with your love gratefully we radiate and pour that love forth into the world. As we send it from our hearts into our bodies for our wholeness and well-being. As we radiate it to touch each of those that are dear to our hearts, that we might bless them with wholeness and healing, with peace and with joy. As we radiate this love, sending it across this spiritual community, blessing all who have brought their requests here for prayer, becoming that light that flows through each being, radiating and touching all in their world. We send your love across the communities in which we live, across our nation, and the nations of the world. For your love heals all fears and brings forth from each their wisdom and compassion. We radiate your love, sending it to all who join us in prayer, whether in mosque or synagogue, temple or church, whether gathered at home or on the hillsides. For in seeking to know you, we are all one. And we send your love, radiating it to the earth, to the creatures of the earth, and to the heart of every single person. For you are that love in every heart, and in that love, we are one. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Together. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And again. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world.
once more. This mystery from the open door. In my hand, grains of sand,
Well, I was trying to think of something inspiring today, so I thought we'd talk about death. Well, we've been at it for a while, so a couple months ago, we had the experience of, I invited everybody to write down questions, and a number of those questions came back about the experience of life after death. And so 2 weeks ago, Garrett shared with us about the experience of those who've had the near-death experience and the tremendous opportunities to understand that opened up to us as we got to see some and hear of the experience of someone whose body was dead, so they had no way to express consciousness, nothing to hold consciousness except for the spiritual self, which then was able to bring back and report the nature of its experience. So with that opens a number of possibilities as we begin to explore and understand that afterlife experience. And then last Sunday I shared with you the understanding of reincarnation that developed for me as I went through the experience of actually remembering past life experiences. And the possibilities that are there when we realize perhaps we've journeyed many times and may continue, or maybe we're just dropping by for one time to see what this is like and see if we want to hang out for a while. So, we have these beautiful understandings of the unfolding of the soul that we're looking at. And so I wanted to end it by looking at what's one of the most challenging parts to understand, the experience of what happens after our transition itself. What is that more immediate experience of the other side? What's taking place there? And because my own memories don't go there, they go to prior experiences when I was in the earth, I want to assure you that I know nothing about what I'm about to tell you. Okay, so if there's anything that you don't like, just go, what does he know? And in sharing with you, it is a different experience for me because I have to go to those that have been people that have shared in ways that have been meaningful for me. As I go back and look at who are those that have reported that it has felt valuable or right for me, that my heart has been able to say yes to. So it's from that way that I share, and at the same time, I remember that what you're listening to is not me. What you're listening to is your own heart. That wisdom within yourself that says, that's valid or that is not. That's where your understanding is, not from up here. So that makes it very safe for me to go ahead and play. And besides, when you move into something like this, where you're at that point where we have a lot of very difficult experiences that are around that experience of death of those that we love. And it's helpful at that point to remember the truth. God is good.
All the time.
God is good.
All the time.
And all the time.
God is good.
All right. And the bottom line is death is perfectly safe. So looking at that, now what happens to the soul then when it releases the body? My understanding is that there is a part of that journey that is strongly shaped by our beliefs and perceptions, if you will, kind of the thought forms that we have built up around the period of transition itself. Because I've yet heard the experience of a good Hindu who experienced Jesus. And as far as I know, it doesn't go the other way either. So what's happening there? Well, it's that experience where we draw to us that which allows us to enter with gentleness and support into the awareness of our ongoing, so that we are able to embrace this transition with a lot of support. And there's tremendous support to us in that transition. Maybe even more than when you made the transition to college. Okay, that's just a transition, folks. So this is just the same thing. I mean, your life is ongoing, consciousness continues. And so in that, the natural experiences that many of us expect are continually reported there of the support of loved ones and friends who've made their transition being too great to support, that which is consistent with the kind of belief that lets us, again, enter comfortably into that change. Now, the challenge tends to come for those who have a firm belief that there's nothing after death. Because my experience is that they often have challenges as they are viewing their own body and that which is going around it, in recognizing if I'm looking at it, something in me is looking at it, I have a consciousness and a presence beyond the body. Fortunately, it doesn't really matter where we come from. The support and the love is there. So as soon as that one is willing to allow that love to be there, there's so much support in helping us make that adjustment. Because it is a major adjustment in many ways. So from that, then is the experience of what in the near-death experiences was that life review. That experience where we get to look at our lives and see what did we accomplish? What were we there? What did we build? What was important to us? What were the choices that we made? Now, one of the things that I love about this is every time that I run into some report or reflection on this, in that experience, it's very different than our evaluation of ourselves when we're in these bodies. Because in the body, we tend to be pretty judgmental. Oh, you blew that. Look at, oh my goodness, and you didn't do that. You know, we get on ourselves that way, or at least some of us do. That doesn't happen. Because it is in that state of divine love that brings understanding. And that's what we're seeking, just to simply understand, okay, here's how I did with this, here's how I did with this. Now, what would I choose to do from here? So then from that review, from the experience and the perceptions that we have, we begin to make those choices about where do we go from here? What is it that I want to develop? What is it that I will draw now with the state of consciousness that I have, with that which is important to me, with where I want to place that focus of the creation and the growth of my soul? Now, what is of value? And so then we begin to draw into our experience that which reflects that like attracts like, that mutual purpose coming together in support of the soul. Now, what happens is we have a huge amount of variety because we're playing in an infinite playing field. Okay, so for those that are in a close relationship to this three-dimensional world, those whose identity and continuation has a lot to do with what we can accomplish within this kind of a matrix, the experience is reported as being very similar to what we have here. We have body identity. Okay, we have individual identity. We're aware of our intellectual and emotional selves. And we are able to move in that which is very effective in terms of our learning and growing. So a tremendous tremendous opportunities. And just as we see within this world, there are very different worlds we put ourselves in. The one you're in now is a little bit different than the Baptist world, okay? And when, there were times when your focus was on academic. There are times when the focus was on family and that which comes from that. There are times when the focus on your life was on different kind of creations that you were bringing forth. So we have that same opportunity to enter into those kind of focuses that are meaningful to the soul that you are and what it is that we seek to develop. Now, there's a part of Jesus' teachings that opens a real interesting possibility for us. In 14th chapter of John, John's smiling at me. Yeah. I never did like that thing of reading from the Bible, but reading from the iPad feels okay. So Jesus gives this, which we often look to, and I notice in memorials of service. It's one of those places that we go. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God, trust also in me. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, I would have told you. I'm going there to prepare a place for you. And if I go to prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you may be where I am. Now, my understanding of that is that he is talking about in the accomplishment of the Christ consciousness, or the consciousness of the spiritual self, where it becomes fulfilled in its potential. And the Christ consciousness term coming out of the Christian tradition, Buddha mind, and the Buddhist tradition, and others. Each one has their way that they acknowledge that fullness of the spiritual awareness. In that, there are many stages and possibilities. The gospel term there is many rooms. Some of these that we just mentioned, I think, are part of those that are close to this dynamic that we experience within that which is close to the earth and the progress we make here. One of the interesting things to me was that Edgar Cayce talked about another type of growth. Okay, he talked about the soul going to different planetary sojourns, or different systems within the universe, because there were particular energies, particular vibrations or frequencies that were in support of very diverse aspects of the soul and its consciousness. And these are more difficult for me to understand and to convey. In my own memories, I have one that I think was there. I actually have several, but they're really weird. And the difficulty is it doesn't relate well to a third dimensional understanding. That in that which my mind, as it was at that time, was able to attention, it was like energy and color, sound, vibration, very different. And the sense of myself was there, but it was a different sense of identity. And so when I looked back over the many memories that had awakened for me, I was assuming that what it was. Now, that may not be at all. But that experience that Cayce reports of the soul in this infinite journey touching realms of energy and consciousness beyond what we perceive, because it brings a growth of this magnificent spiritual being that we are. And that very often, he mentions what was accomplished there would then be brought back as someone expressed into the earth again, because it brought a whole new dynamic to that person and to their life and what they were about. So part of that infinite option, it's important to me to acknowledge, is beyond what I can figure out. And that's good, because I'm not even close to what infinity is. And I love having some choices. So, as we go forward, great choice and potential. There's another part. And let me share this with you through an experience. Maybe it'd be helpful to just check for a moment in on your experience. When you have had someone that you cared about, someone maybe in the family, where you were in connection with a group of people in their transition, how many of you had the experience of you or someone else reporting the sense of contact or connection with that person? Have you experienced that? How many have had that kind of experience? Where you or somebody else in that group said, oh, wow, I had that sense he was here, and so forth. Okay, so that's probably at least over half of the folks that are here. In what I've done as a minister, I've come to find, as I've gotten to work with people in the memorial services and stuff, that seems to be very natural. That there seems to be a desire on the part of that being to want to touch back in and just let you know I'm okay. Life is going on. I'm alive. It's happening. And the surprising thing to me has been it's seldom with the closest person. And having been through the deaths of my parents and the death of my first wife, I see it's as though my guess is because of the emotional content that's there, it's difficult to reach through that. But there is that connection and that desire to affirm presence and life still going on. And as that goes on, there seems to be times when that being, because of the love and care that is held for the people, will touch back in even over time with purpose. Mother's Day morning, the month before Catherine and I were to marry, she shared a dream with me. Now, in the dream, she experienced my first wife, whose name was Kathy. She experienced connecting with Kathy. And the focus of their connection was my daughter, Lisa, who had been just almost a year at her death and was now about 6 years old. And the way that she described that connection was that it was very, very strong, very intense, very strong sense of experiencing this person and of wonderful things being shared. Just a beautiful, beautiful experience. And of not remembering what was shared when she woke up. Except for one thing. And that was that Kathy was supporting Catherine and blessing her in becoming Lisa's mother. Okay. Now, in my work with dreams, I have come to view those kinds of dreams as not symbolic. They aren't in that normal realm of things that where a person shows up and they're really a symbol of something within you. That those are literal soul-to-soul experiences. And part of the intensity is that we're working with a different dimension, and in that experience, there is such clarity and meaning, and it is difficult to keep that from the dream state into the waking state. But very often, as Catherine experienced, there's that support. And the reason I mention this is, okay, here's somebody that has made their transition, probably about 5 years before that. And yet there is a love, there is a support, there's a caring that continues, even though I have no doubt that in that point of time where she chose to go on, it really had nothing to do with our lives. It's that her ongoing was about, expanding the wonderful being that she was and growing in the things that were meaningful to her. And yet, there is that connection. There also seems to be, as we noted a little bit ago, that other type of connection where they just want to touch in and let us know that they're okay, that they are alive and going on. And about a month after Kathy's death, little Lisa was being cared for by a friend that had been a part of a meditation group that we'd had. And this woman had a little boy who was 4 or 5. And so she was taking care of Lisa at her house while I went back to law school. The mother and the little boy picked up Lisa or dropped her off at something at my house. Now, the little boy had never met Kathy, had never been to my house before. When he came in, and he looked around, and then he tugged on his mom and then started whispering something in her ear. And the mother explained to me that there had been 2 experiences within the last weeks where the little boy had said to her, "Mommy, there was a lady in our house. She was a nice lady, but I was kind of uncomfortable because I didn't know her. And so she left." And he'd reported that 2 times. When he walked into our house that day, he saw Kathy's picture and said, "That's the lady." Now, one of the things I appreciate about the people who understand us is that they do understand us. At that time, I was in law school, and there's a mindset in law school that maybe I should call suspicious. I don't know. I'm sure there's a term there. Anyhow, but you just don't take things easily, no matter what anybody says. And I had to appreciate the intelligence that went into setting something up to where there's absolutely no way that kid could have imagined what went on there. It had to be the reporting of a valid experience that even I couldn't question. So one of the beautiful things to understand is this love that we share continues, that it is supportive, that being goes on to that which is meaningful. But they aren't quite so limited in space and time as we are. And our love and support touches and blesses them, and theirs does us as well. And our work is here and now. It's wonderful to understand, as long as that frees us to focus upon the choices that we now make. That when you get that chance to look back, you can say, "Well, that was pretty good." And the times we blew it, "Boy, I blew that creatively." And the secret is we are enfolded in so much love. That as we grow, as we change, as we move through the many changes in life, including with and after bodies, that love is taking care of us and taking us forward on what is truly meaningful every step along the way. Bless you.
Thank you, David. If you'd like prayer support for challenges or celebrations, please ask the heart ministers. They will be available after the service here in the sanctuary and on the patio. The heart ministers are wearing lavender stoles. You're also invited to place a prayer request in the prayer box by the front door or in the book center, or by selecting the prayer request button online on the website. And we'll be praying with you throughout the week. It's time now for our prosperity celebration. For love in action or credit card donations, there are envelopes provided in the back of each chair. And I invite you to take your tithe or offering in your hand and be aware that God is the source of all your good. Repeat our affirmation with me together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I'm truly grateful.
From every soul God calls, reach out a helping hand. Give with all your heart and mind. Love will bless the land. Look into my eyes, see who I am. I am the light, I am the way, I am that I am. From every soul God calls, sing out, know all is great. Love's the inner song of life. Cheer and celebrate. Look into my eyes, see who I am. I am the light, I am the way, I am that I am. We all live in God, each and every one. We're embraced by love, shining in the sun. Look into my eyes, see who I am. I am the light, I am the way, I am that I am. Look into my eyes, see who I am. I am the light, I am the way, I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I
Let's bless our children together. Children, you are loved, special, and important. God loves you, and so do we. All right. And we receive these gifts, knowing that the true gift given here is that commitment on each of our hearts to touch this world in a way that brings forth its wholeness, its beauty, and its peace. In Christ's joy. Amen.
Amen.
So let's stand and take hands and share together our prayer of protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And our peace song. And the light and the peace in the earth right now. So let it shine and have fun.